morning. Sorry I'm a bit late this morning, a few technical difficulties. I can't even speak. We've got Sam, we've got Torin, hello, we've got Rufus, Mia and Noah, Jack and Liam, hello, we've got Tom, hi. Yeah, sorry for being a little bit late. So, before the lesson starts, you need the worksheet for today's lesson, or if you haven't got the worksheet, don't worry, we've got one or two blank sheets of paper. I suppose you could write on the back. Pencil, a ruler and a rubber. You definitely need all of those. So if you want to frantically grab everything you haven't got, go for it. So this week's topic is a very art crossover, because we're going to be doing about 3D shapes, but not in a very mathematical way. It's more art related, and this came about because obviously we do discuss, teach, learn about 3D shapes. We've done it before in Maths Live when we did our shapes topic, and when it comes to 3D shapes, it can come up, say, in year 6, and it all comes up through secondary school about, right, how many vertices, how many sides, nets, and so on. And when I get children to think about it, especially when I'm not working with them, if I'm working with them via Zoom, not next to each other, I say, right, have to think about drawing the shape. And then I realise that obviously not being in school as much and just generally not getting to do this topic as much, it's quite hard to know how to draw a 3D shape, because it mainly comes in at secondary school and it links to art and it links to design technology. So I wanted to actually promote this today, mainly because design technology was my favourite topic at school, and you need to be able to draw in 3D in order to tell the person what you're designing exactly what it looks like. So at the start of today's lesson, I'm going to help you learn how to draw 3D shapes, not all of them, okay, and they'll just be little sketches, just having a go, and then I've got an activity where you'll need your hand and you'll need your ruler, just a little fun one to show you an example. It's going to be quite tricky for me to do it on the board, so bear with me when we come to the second activity. So, 3D shapes. Let's first of all think of some. So we've got a cube, a cuboid, we'll start with 3, and we'll do a cylinder. 3 C's. Okay, so cube, cuboid, cylinder. Right, so how do we draw a cube? Now, it depends on what we call orientation. Okay, it depends on which way you're looking at the cube. But you'll see throughout this week's lessons, the most important thing is parallel lines. That is the key. That is the key to 3D shapes and forming them. What do I mean by parallel lines? Parallel lines are when if you have one line, it has another line, a friend, a pair, that is always the same distance apart. They go in the same direction and they are always the same distance apart. Doesn't matter whether they're left and right, up and down, vertical, horizontal, and you'll see why. Okay, I'm going to have to bend down a little bit for this because we're doing the art element. So, a cube. So what I always like to start with is the outside. So I drew a line down. Yeah, I'm just sketching. I'm not going to get a ruler. Okay. By the way, yeah, for this bit you don't need a ruler. This is sketching. This is practicing. This is trial and error. So you might go and go, oh no, that line isn't quite parallel. Rub it out. So you don't need your ruler yet. Sorry, I should have said that. So you're going to sketch a line down, and then do a line diagonally towards you. Doesn't matter how close it is. It might be like that. It might be like that. So do a diagonal line, so it should be in an acute angle, like that. Okay. Then what you need to do, the line at the bottom needs to be parallel with the line you've just drawn. So it needs to be about the same distance apart. Keep stepping back, looking at your paper, checking. You might want to edit it, you might want to change it. Okay. So can you see these two lines, top and bottom, are parallel to each other? And then, when you're happy with how long it's gone, then we're doing a cube, so we do need to be careful. You then draw the line up and down, because remember in the cube, these two lines, so we've got these two that are parallel and these two that are parallel. So we've now got one face of our cube. And now what we need to do is go away from the line at the same angle. So like that. Don't worry if you go a bit too far. And again, keep it parallel. So look, maybe I need to do mine a little bit further down here. That's a bit better. So you can see I'm just sketching, just lightly. Okay, so we've got, it's like a book that's open like that. And then when you think, because it's cube, you have to make sure that this distance here is about this distance here, about the same. So I might just go a little bit further. And then I'm happy. And then you sort of chop it off. So I'm going to say, right, this is probably about, say this, so I'm going to go down, remember, vertical line. Yeah, I'm happy with that, so I need to rub that bit out. Okay. So I could make it probably a bit more accurate, but I'm going to make this a really obvious cuboid. And then what you do, can you see we've got this line here? So we need to do our other parallel line at the top. So just keep looking, keep stepping back. I want this to go up there, same distance apart. See, now I'm actually going to correct this a little bit. You have to keep going to and fro. Okay. And then eventually when you're happy, this line here now needs to be parallel with this line here. There we go. So there's the cube. You can do, if you like, the inside, if you wanted it to be see-through, you could do the inside lines as well. Just make sure everything needs to be parallel. So if you wanted to do the inside lines as well, if you don't, if you want, just keep it as it is, then that's fine. And the more you practice, the quicker you will get. So for example, I mean, I know this is a sketch, but I'm generally quite quick at it, but I've had lots of practice. Yes, it's not perfect, but you can see they're roughly parallel. But that's a much more technical version than my sketches. Okay, so a cuboid, very, very similar, but longer. I'm going to do it in a different direction this time. So I'm going to start, and I like to do it at angles. It's better to do it sort of diagonally than straight. It's a bit easier. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start here this time. Just draw a little square. Just draw a little square. Okay. And then all your lines that are going to go away. So remember, this is our face of our cuboid. This is the side face. Okay. So I'm going to do a line that goes away from my cuboid. You can decide the angle. And then from this vertices and this vertices, it has to go parallel. Your line has to move parallel to the first line that you drew. Okay? I think that one could be a bit more out. There we go. And then when you're happy with how far back it's gone, you chop it off. So I'm going to say, right, that's far enough. So what I'm going to do, doesn't matter which one, I'm going to do my line down there. Remember, this has got to be parallel with here. Whoops. So I'm going to chop that bit off there. And then, don't be tempted to go, and I'll draw like that. Because can you see that looks a little bit wonky compared to there? So what you should do is go, right, I'm going to do it, remember, flat, straight like that. And then chop that bit off. So we have a cuboid. You can do a cuboid like this one as well. So if you wanted to do it at the same angle as the last one, all you do is have this line go back a little bit further. See, there's different, what I mean by orientations is just which way you're seeing it. Are you seeing the front face first? Are you seeing the rectangular face first? Can you see in this one, we're looking really at the end square face, whereas this one, we're looking more at the rectangular top face. Okay, so there's different ways of doing it. Practice makes perfect. Okay. And let's first of all, with a cylinder, first of all, start just like the cuboid and draw a circle. Draw a circle. Now again, look, sketching. Just try your best. That's why I said don't have a rubber. Just do it light with your pencil. And then very similar to this one, get one of the, you're going to get the top and you're going to get the bottom, and it's going to go back. You're going to decide at the angle. Remember, they need to be parallel to each other. Now again, that's gone a bit wonky there. I'm just stepping back and having a look. Okay. And then when you're happy, when you think it's gone back far enough, what you should do is, this is the tricky part, try and do the curve so it matches this curve. So here, you want it to be about the same intensity. I'm not particularly happy with that. Another way you could do it, actually, if you wanted to, is you could get to the top and then draw the same circle, the same size, like that. Join the top and the bottom, and then you could rub out the inside bit there. That's a bit better. So that's a good trick. When you're happy, draw the same size circle at the top. So you've got a circle there and a circle there. And if you want to make it look like a tube, just rub that out. And you've got it. Let's see what you're saying. Okay. I did a face behind. What? We're gonna just wait for the main bit. Everyone's like looking for which bit we're doing next. Good. Some of you are having a go. That's all right. Good. And then obviously we know there's lots of different types of 3D shapes. So again, if you're doing, say for example, a pentagon, so you do your pentagon face start. Just gonna make this a bit taller. So you do your pentagon, and then again, all your lines have to go back parallel. This line's parallel to this line, this line's parallel to this line. So all your lines just go back, and then when you're happy, make sure these lines are parallel. You see this parallel to this, this is parallel to this. Yeah. So you can do that with any 3D shape. Get your face that you know, get your 2D face, and then stretch it back. Okay. So there's a little quick instruction of drawing 3D shapes. There are lots, I mean, those of you who are patrons, you were having a go with the cubes yesterday. There's lots of different ones. Right, some of you are dying to know what we're doing. I'm going to take my watch off for this. What we're doing for the main part of the lesson. So, if you need your main piece of paper, and you need to draw your hand around it, okay? This is where I'm going to get ink all over my hand. So, get your hand. Whoop, let me knock the board over here. Yeah, getting ink all over my hand. It doesn't matter how much you space things out. Okay, there we go. Right, well, that wasn't too bad, just there, got a little bit there. This is where you need your ruler now. I haven't got one, but I'll try. What you now need to do is draw horizontal lines with a ruler across your page, but don't touch the hand. So for example, your first horizontal line, so do it across the page like that, but don't draw it onto your hand. So you could maybe do it really faintly across and then rub it out where your hand is, okay? So I'm going to have a go. So while you're doing that, you don't have to do them too close. You don't have to do tiny, tiny thin lines that are joined together. You can do them reasonably far apart. I'm just going to do some here. Sorry, mine aren't going to be perfect because I haven't got a ruler. And it's quite tricky on a whiteboard. So do that gap there. And then that's going to come through there. Mine's a bit diagonal as well. Okay. That's going to come through. And go right through as well. I'll just put my wrist in there. So something like that. Might do one at the top as well. So I want it to try and go through all of the hand. Okay. And then when you've done that, what we're going to do is do an effect to make it seem like the hand is not flat, that it's 3D. So watch me. I'm going to start at the bottom and I'm going to go way up. And we still need parallel lines. So I'm going to start at the bottom. What I'm going to do slightly is bend my line like that. Like it's something around my wrist. So I'm just going to bend it. Not too much, but bend it slightly. And then for the next level up, I'm going to bend it again. But can you see, I need it to be parallel. So these are lines that are still parallel. They're curved lines. They don't go like that. And they don't go like that. They are parallel to each other. Okay. And then again, try and keep this parallel like that. I'm actually going to do that again. I'm going to correct myself because I think those two lines are a bit too far from each other. It won't give the right effect. So I'm actually going to do that there. Let's squeeze another one in. So this shows you keep correcting yourself. I'm really bad. I have to make sure everything is just right. That's what I love about the skill in this. See again, that's I'm not happy with that. I really want it to be parallel. Okay, and the same with this side. So again, making it parallel. Again, not too happy with that. It's not curving round enough. That's better. There we go. Then this one, curve it like that. Again, I'm not happy with that really. Okay, that means I need to correct that line. That line needs to be a bit further up here. Okay. In fact, no, it needs to be a bit lower down, doesn't it? See, I keep correcting myself. If it's good, it shows that you're playing with it. And then again, I need to do it like this. And then this line here, curve it. No, that's not right. Keep looking back, making sure. No, again, it's not exactly. That's better. Let's make that a bit higher. There we go. And then curve it, curve it, curve it, and make that. And they have to join. They have to join. The lines on the side. So curve. No, see again. Not happy with that. Curve it. Curve it. There we go. Curve. Oh, no, a bit too big, a bit too high, that one. Curve it. Curve it. Curve it. There we go. So I can do it better than that. I mean, there, I can already see that's annoyed me a little bit. That's not perfect. I think actually, if I correct myself, the thinner the lines it is, the more effective the pattern is. So if I curve that, and then curve that, and then make sure your lines are dead straight. Step away, have a look. That's okay. There are definitely better examples out there, but it makes the hand looks like it's sticking out slightly. Because obviously, our hands naturally, our hands are 3D, okay? We've not got a flat paper hand. So we do have a natural curve. So doing straight lines and then breaking the straight line with a curve makes it stand out a little bit more. What I'll do on my page at the end of this lesson is post you some better examples for you to have a look at. One thing you can do, you can do it with your hands, you can do it with lots of things. If you wanted to, you could do a little bit of shading. So if you had like an art pencil, You could do, I can't really do it with the white ball pen, but you could do a bit of shading underneath, like it's a little bit of a shadow, if you wanted to. Okay. And there's going to be an activity for patrons on Thursday to do a very, very similar one where it's perspective and you're using, again, 3D shapes and 3D lines and parallel lines to create this amazing scene. Let's have a look, see what we're doing. Okay, it looks 3D, I've just done it. It's an illusion. Yes, it is an illusion. Yeah, and just keep practicing. Keep practicing. Amazing, well done. you definitely, Bella, you could do it with your whole body. It would take a little bit of time, but yeah, imagine like tracing your whole body and then doing lots. That would take a long time because you have to do quite some thin lines and then make sure they're curved around. But you know what? Go for it. Go for it. So there's the lessons for today. So we've had a go at drawing some 3D shapes and we've had a go at using parallel lines to draw an illusion. Again, I'll put a better example up at the end of the lesson on the page. And tomorrow I'll see you again for more Maths Live, for more just drawing of 3D elements. And tomorrow's is going to be using 3D shapes and parallel lines to draw a scene, to draw either a street scene or a park scene using parallel lines and 3D shapes. So come back for that. It's another arty, tricky lesson, but I'm sure you'll do fine. Thank you very much. See you later. Have a good day.